How will your ticket work with Residence Life to address student concerns, especially considering NDSU's growing student population and the shortages of on-campus housing for students?
Well, with the current relationship I have with Residence Life, it would be easy to talk to most of the directors that are in the West office at the West Bison Court. Currently, they're figuring out a plan to open up more spaces for residents for either on-campus or even apartment-style living. They are currently, they were thinking of building a new apartment up near the F-Court complex, which is south of McDonald's on University on 19, better direction. But otherwise, it's kind of an improbable situation. You know, an increase in students is tough to deal with, and you can't just all of a sudden put up a residence hall wherever you want. Students and other people have to realize this. It takes money and time to get building permits, find out when you can do this, and how many slots you need. If you're going to make it comfortable for a residence hall, not a dormitory, you got to take time and effort to think about how you want this to look, how you want this to be an acceptable place to live, where people can live and learn and enjoy their time there, not just be there to sleep. So, as long as you have good open communication with the directors, realize that some things aren't going to happen overnight and that it takes time for these things to work, I don't see a problem with how this, or where we're going with this. Thank you.
McDonald Kalinowski.
Well, we recognize that getting these students on campus is vital instead of, you know, putting them in overflow. And it sounds like the problem is being taken care of very well. And we're excited to see the results of what happens and to have all of our students back on campus next year. As far as that goes, RHA, we have the chance to meet with RHA, and I've been to a couple of meetings recently, as well as the RHA Programming Board, and they are really a great organization that's doing a lot for the students, and we recognize that they have the best intentions in mind when it comes to our students. As far as it goes with putting some of our older members of the university off campus or into different facilities instead of the main dorms. That's something that we would work with them on, and just we really need to hear the needs of the students, so when these problems occur, we can talk to them about that. We also support the new changes that are going to be made to the meal plan. We think that's going to be really great, so we're looking forward to seeing that.
With the over 3,000 students who do live in residence halls, it comes as no surprise that Tricia and I are committed to working with Residence Life in order to make sure that students have the most best possible environment, not only in which to live, but learn and grow as students as well. Most of us lived in the residence halls the first year, and I think it's safe to say that all of us developed friendships and met people and came to know ideas that we would not have otherwise.
I had a great experience on campus. Those friends that I made my freshman year are still my best friends today, and I would just recommend the dorms to anyone. And we really like the idea of coming up with some sort of system similar to what the U of M has, so that way we can get interest surveys from these students before they find roommates. Thank you.
And all specialists.
We've also had the pleasure to work with Residence Life, the director of Residence Life. And for those of you who are worried about overflow, they have assured us that that won't be occurring this year. As the previous candidates have stated, there will be 4 to 6 new apartment buildings in the workings, as well as new dormitories down campus. But we want to work with Residence Life to meet the students' needs. And one thing that we've heard from the students is that they would really like more computers in their off-campus, or in their Residence Life apartments and dorms. So with our expansion of the computer clusters, we hope to provide that for them so that they can study right in the comfort of their own residence hall. Our other point of connectivity also really ties in. It's a lot about student engagement, making sure that students are feeling connected to campus, and Residence Life is definitely our liaison to that connection. So we plan to work closely with them to make sure that all students feel that they're connected to campus and that they will be long after.
Now certainly there's no secret there was overflow housing that occurred this last fall. However, with this, there were a lot of things that led to it. There was a 23% increase in the freshman class, which is something that's great news for NDSU because it means that enrollment is increasing. increasing because the secret about how great NDSU is has gotten out to everybody. This will continue to happen. However, at this point, we aren't anticipating such a large increase in the freshman class, and yet NDSU is still being proactive about making sure that we have residence halls set up for students so that they're able to enjoy that residence life, that dormitory life, their first year on campus. Also, we are working with the residence halls in order to increase wireless internet access in some of our older residence halls, as well as Amber said, increasing the amount of computers in current off-campus apartments for NDSU students as well.
All right, question 6.